gentlemen, welcome to a brand new episode of Before the Bell podcast, where the greatest minds in comedy share their love for pro wrestling.
Oh, I never knew that was the buffer for this. I never knew that was like the buffer. I like that.
You know what? You got to stop interrupting me, man.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, just broke the microphone. The Versace Don, a.k.a. The Rock 1998, shaved sides, hair poof, glasses, chest out with the chain on top of it, shaved the chest hair. I saw what you did, brother. You're crispy out here. Real Metro, just left the Nation of Domination. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Main Event CT. This in front of me, give it to us, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, standing in front of you right now is none other than The Mock. Now, week by damn week, you two have come on here and you've insulted The Mock. You've tried to question The Mock's blackness. You've tried to question who The Mock is laying down with in bed. And you know The Mock be laying it down. But I figured it out. I thought about it because I see Jay Brony over here. And I figured it out. I said, these two, they must want a taste of The Mock's cannoli. That must be what's going on. They want The Mock to try some of that Coontang pie. That's when I realized, no. You're not getting that from The Mock. And you can look, you can try, and you can taste, but you can't feel what The Mock is cooking.
Let me be the first. First and foremost, Jay, he raised his right eyebrow. I've been trying to raise my right eyebrow for 20 years. That, brother, you on your way. You the next
It doesn't matter who I am.
The Mock. You know what's funny? First of all, let me tell you what you thought was going to happen, Martin. You thought you were going to come in here with this amazing and elaborate character choice of The Mock with that incredible promo that the best promo I've heard in 2 months. And you thought I wasn't going to bring up that you late as fuck. Let me tell you something, Martin. You're out of control, brother. You understand me? We're going to have a conversation after the show wrap, but let me tell you something, Jay. What you think about that, man?
Jay Brony, what do you think?
Chest out. That chest is out, boy. That chest is waxed. It might not even be shaved. That's a wax job. He ain't got no hair on that chest, boy. Shaved his beard, got the poof up top. This is a great look, man.
Hey, I appreciate you, CT.
Yeah. I don't know when he got the shirt, but the shirt, boy, I tell you what, he ain't got no socks on either. And that's commitment. That's the commitment that you got to see.
I'm normally not at a loss for words.
Yep.
And I don't think that's of a good nature right now. Because
he just popped his chest at you.
He did. The fact that
Yep.
You know
the peck papa love.
You know what he looks like?
Oh,
you remember Baby Boy?
Yes.
Remember the hair scene? $40.
You're out of control.
Wow.
You're out of control. $40.
Wow. That's because
you on your way. You the next Lenny Bruce. Hey, yo. That's out of control.
I mean, I told you, he's trying to get a taste of The Mock's cannoli. That's why he wants me to be that guy.
The cannoli. If you feel with man, this dude,
he's still gonna get pulled over by the police dressed like that. You still look like a suspect,
and you still look like you're gonna get your 2 front teeth smacked right back out of your mouth.
Man, this guy is. How does he get this good?
Yeah, okay. That was the thing you did.
In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much for the comments that y'all been leaving on all the pages, man. We appreciate you. As a matter of fact, comment of the week. Are you ready?
No, I'm still trying.
That's what you're sensitive about. You're sensitive about damn near everything.
That was fire.
This motherfucker comes in here 15 minutes late. I'm sorry. I couldn't.
First off, it was 7 minutes.
I should have known when we said 1, and he was like, "Yeah." It was like, "We got to start at 1." He was like, "Yeah, I see y'all at 1." I'm like, "That don't make me feel comfortable."
And shouts out to producer, yo, says he can pull it off because he's a side piece. Side piece is in L.A. Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, comment of the week goes to Bruce Purnell 8408 on YouTube that says, I'm not even a fan of wrestling, but I love this. Keep it up. That's dope. Whenever you get a chance to get people who aren't even into what you're into loving the show, I appreciate it, man. And thank you here from Before the Bell. Also, that new graphic. I know we're using that.
Yeah,
Come on now.
Shouts out to Jesse Williams.
Yes, man.
Jesse.
Shouts out Jesse Williams. He hit me up and he was like, yo, I'm just a fan. I want to do something for y'all for free. He was like, I want you to check this out. And I just saw a bit of it and I was like, yo, this is kind of a dope logo.
Yeah, you definitely just saw a bit of it.
Definitely just saw a bit of it because I didn't realize. I was like, yo, we're using this. And CT was like, yeah. Then we put everybody else on it. And I was like, what are you talking about?
So for those of you guys who they don't know, we gotta tell them. So this amazing brother reached out to Jay, as he said, and when I see the graphic, it's the Before the Bell logo with the belt, and then I see in the left-hand corner just Jay Washington. And I was like, yeah, this is cool if the rest of us are at it. And he's like, what are you talking about? Oh, I ain't even see that. And I'm like, you didn't see the only person in the picture? And he's like, I ain't know. And I gave you the benefit of the doubt that you did not see it.
Yeah, I was like, what are you I was like, what are you even talking about? So I hit him up, was like, hey, look, this is amazing, but can you put the other two on here? Because I was like, I didn't even notice it. And so now we have a brand new graphic, new logo, which I'll be adding to the podcast feed and stuff like that.
It's fire.
It's a fire logo, man. We very much appreciate it. I
Very
think
much.
the best part of the process was everybody sending pictures. CT being like, yeah, what's his name so I can tag him? I was like, I know what CT want to do. He been like, yeah, I'm going to need you to use this picture in particular.
Here's the thing, because one, and I know you like the back of my hands. Here's the two reasons. Number one, you got to remember, I don't like waiting. And like, I know people have lives and things that they have to do, and you are very slow on things getting moving.
No, I literally had, before
I'm not
you
talking
sent
about
me
that.
pictures.
I said overall because I don't like waiting. So I'm like, hey man, what's dude's joint? So we can also tag him and thank him. But just in case you dragging them heels, let's get this moving, baby. I'm never gonna wait for nothing.
Yeah, we can tell.
I don't even do the 90-day thing. My wife was on her 100-day celibacy, and when we started dating,
so petty. You were like, hey.
when we started dating, it was like day 80, and I'm like, all right, I'll give you 10 days. I ain't about
I'll give
to
you
wait.
10 days.
I'm about to wait that long, baby girl. Hot commodity.
You're a wild boy.
I'm a wild boy. Yeah, man. Patience. Don't have it. Don't want it. One time I asked for patience. I prayed for patience one day. I was like, God, give me patience. And he put me in a situation where I had to wait on something. And I was like, I'm never asking for that again.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
No patience.
Yeah.
I don't even watch previews of movies. I show up 15 minutes after the previews so I can just start the movie. Don't like to wait. Yeah.
I don't know what's happening.
Fun facts, man.
That explains a lot.
Yeah. You've been doing push-ups, brother. I see. Here's the thing. When a brother sits
Stop
like
looking
this,
at this man's chest.
it's right there. His chest is directly facing me. He's directly in front of me. I can't look at nothing else. Pause.
Look at it, Jay.
He's popping them pecs for you, my boy. He looked up.
Your hair. I'm looking at your hair.
That was a Saunter look up. I didn't even look up like that. He gave you the
a Saunter.
The lifetime look.
Saw you. Yeah. That's the
First of all, I don't know which one. I don't know which one was worse. The lifetime. Oh, you thinking?
Yeah, man. They had a song attached to it.
What's wrong with y'all?
Yeah, man. You the one that slow blinked your eyes.
Yeah.
Has a podcast, a Patreon, everything. Which is like, it's weird still to see
A one-man show.
a one-man show to watch Mark Calloway. Look, because this is Mark Calloway now.
Mark Calloway.
Right? This is Mark Calloway. He was like, yeah, I'm going to give you guys my best talkers on the mic. And I was like, man, and he did it. And I was looking at some of the people he gave. And I'm like, yo, there's dope. And the thing is, you have to really think. You said attitude era.
Forward.
I'd also like to know who do you think is your most underrated?
A wrestler of all time?
On the mic.
On the mic. On the mic.
honestly underrated.
And we'll say also from Attitude Era forward.
Okay. Man, as soon as you said underrated, the first person I'm thinking about, is the Miz, man.
Yeah. It's gotta be.
The Miz he cuts promos that are so incredible, but he continues to get overlooked. And mind you, the company shows love because he's, always doing the things that they need him to do, but he's not as celebrated as he should be. He did a promo once, and this was right when they were doing the draft, and I remember he had Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn,
I remember that.
and the Miz was in the ring at the same time. And the Miz
they were the Miz Taraj at the time, right?
That was when KO and Sammy show.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just thinking about that time. Go ahead.
You mind if I? All right, cool.
Oh, yeah,
so then, as they were in the ring, he's cutting his promo and he's like, "We're the new 4 horse," and then some music hits, and they were like, "Miz, you're traded," and it was like, "Bro, you just stopped a potential momentum." And yes, we all know that it's written that way, but it's like the momentum that could have been. Miz has always been incredible when he's led a stable. Always. When he's on that microphone, underrated. His match against Dolph Ziggler at SummerSlam for the Intercontinental title, one of the best matches that I had seen. This dude is so underrated, man. But yes, Attitude Era forward, Miz at the top of the list. Best talkers, best promo king. CM Punk, Triple H. This is without saying The Rock and Stone Cold.
Okay.
Because everybody's going to say Rock and Stone Cold. Miz, Triple H, CM Punk. I gotta give it to these are people who have made Cena, obviously.
Who's your woman?
Oh, now the woman's list is crazy. So Stephanie McMahon is number one. When it comes to promos, bro, Stephanie McMahon cut a promo so cold, and she did this before you even knew what promos were. You were just hearing her talk, and she's like killing it. AJ Lee, Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch is my pick right after Stephanie. And then Sasha Banks.
Okay. I've always been kind of hesitant with Sasha sometimes because it just felt like she delivers in the ring.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. But it just felt like some of her promos never like connected. Just a few. Like, I'm not saying all of them. Because there's some people who just have one good promo moment or 2 good promo moments. Are we talking about people that are just like, every time they touch this mic, it's golden.
When they touch this mic, when Becky and Stephanie touch that mic, you talk about fire.
Oh, I already know who we got to put on this list automatically. Then women, I have to think, and I apologize for that.
You don't support women, but anyway, what were you? Tuesday. Shout out to Mike Turner.
Woo, let me say, look,
Men's Day Wednesday.
God bless Becky Lynch is amazing on her promos. She's cut some phenomenal ones.
Yeah.
Charlotte Flair don't have to talk for me. She don't ever have to talk. I don't need Charlotte. She can say a few things. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was agreeing with you.
But I feel like one of my best talkers, Attitude Era going forward, Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
Oh, how dare I forget Kurt Angle on that list? Yeah.
Iconic moments.
Kurt would cut these promos and you'd be like, oh my God, those are chills.
Yeah.
Those are chills I have.
You're right.
Yeah. Yeah. Some would be scary. Some would be
hilarious.
Yeah. I was just thinking about
He's a man that loves to play with little boys. Wait.
You're a little boy in a man's world, and I'm a man who loves to play with little boys.
Yeah.
Like 9 times. Can you believe that was also the same episode of SmackDown with the Billy and Chuck wedding, and where Brock Lesnar broke Hardcore Holly's neck? That was all the same episode.
Wow.
That was like a crazy SmackDown episode.
I loved Hardcore Holly, bro. Hardcore Holly, when he got yoked, he was a monster.
Yeah, in real life, he was beating up on people.
I didn't know that.
Like, that man was assaulting wrestlers. Like, he's an old school dude.
Yeah.
So, like, you got to earn this in the ring, which I
him and JBL were best friends.
Man, JBL was out here JBL was out here knocking Mog's heads clean off.
Speaking of which, JBL would be I'd put him on my list of most underrated promos. He made you hate him.
Yeah.
He did such a good, when he gave Eddie's mom the heart attack, when he went to the Mexican border.
That was the greatest. I was like, yo.
Insane. Just the stuff. Even like right when the JBL gimmick was starting, and he like kicked Farouk to the side because Paul Heyman had fired Farouk, and you're like, whoa, man, what are you doing? This is a former WCW champion. This dude with all this stuff, and that was crazy. So I put Farouk up there. Excuse me, I put JBL up there. The New Day. I think the New Day, they went toe to toe.
Xavier Woods.
I think that collective, all three of them. I mean, all three of them individually, but collectively, like when they went toe to toe with The Rock. You remember that when he tried to make fun of the when he tried to make fun of their blackness, and then also when he tried to make fun of the unicorn horns and all this stuff. Yeah. But they stuck with it. They even when they were given like crap, right? Like the old day. What was the thing? A lot of stuff with
Bootio. They made
Bootios.
They made Bootios and made it work.
Yeah.
Made it work.
Yes, I think they highly underrated on the mic, all individually and collectively amazing. And Eddie Guerrero. Yeah.
I thought about that, but I'm like, besides the one promo, I really can't think of another one that was really stood out as much. You remember the one when he called out his addiction when he was going against Brock right before No Way Out. And Brock had to hold it. Because look at Brock's face when because Brock wanted to just hug this man. He was like, hey, bro, I know it's I love you.
Yeah.
And so like I couldn't think of another besides that one.
There are a few. There's the one when he's forming the LWO and he talks about Eric Bischoff and how Eric Bischoff has held back the luchadors in WCW and the Mexican wrestlers. There were several with him and Chavo, like even like this is like WCW era, but I'm saying like even after that with him and Chavo in the vignettes and him and Chavo backstage, like that same episode, there was a match. It's crazy to think about now, but Chavo and Eddie beat Edge and John Cena on that night. Okay. But then they did like a thing where Chavo pulled his pants down and give like a stink face to Edge, which is weird. And they ended up putting Eddie's face into Chavo's butt instead. And then like Eddie was like, well, why didn't you wipe Holmes? Like he's doing all this stuff. That was crazy. But like he could be funny, he could be intense. Even like I think it was either the Brock feud or the JBL feud where he went through this whole promo because they were making him apologize for something he did. And then at the end he goes, but I lied, Holmes, like that. You're like, yo, this dude is great, bro.
Eddie Guerrero is one of the greatest of all time. But here's the number one person that doesn't even get a number. This dude is the greatest.
The number one person who doesn't get a number?
He doesn't get a number. He's above this list.
I need you to.
He's above this list.
No.
This man is the greatest person to ever cut a promo. Paul Heyman.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt, bro. Paul Heyman, I didn't realize how instrumental. I just sent you guys a video today. Paul Heyman talking about he's the reason that The Undertaker left WCW and went to WWE. He set the meeting up with Vince McMahon, and that's how he became The Undertaker. When you see how many strings behind the scenes, everybody's been a Paul Heyman guy.
Yeah.
Blew my mind, bro.
When you think about that era of SmackDown that Paul Heyman was kind of leading when he was writing,
yes,
so many of those people came from ECW. Some of these people he kind of had because he managed Mark Calloway. He was mean Mark Calloway. He was instrumental in like Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit being and Dean Malenko being in early ECW.
Yes,
Rey Mysterio instrumental in that. So that's especially that SmackDown 6, which I think that was for me one of the great, especially to go back and watch those matches and segments. That was one of the greatest elements of professional wrestling. Yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt. There's nothing you could say that almost hasn't been said about Paul Heyman.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the man can carry a program by himself.
Yeah.
He doesn't need the people he represents with him. That's how you hate Roman Reigns a lot of times just because of Paul Heyman.
That's a fact.
Just because of Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
Roman ain't even there.
Roman ain't there. He on the beach.
But Paul is talking. Brock got over. Brock was a monster. But Heyman was like, this is the next big thing, and just kept saying all this different and you like, oh my God.
He branded him.
He branded him.
Heidenreich.
What?
Hey man, listen. Early in the show, I know we don't like to call it that quick.
Yeah,
but
it's been a good episode.
It's been a good episode.
We got to get out of here, man.
Listen, I mean,
he unbuttoned another button in the shirt, by the way.
I mean, but the fact, that button was the Heidenreich button, but the fact that was mentioned no more than 20 minutes into this.
That's crazy.
Right.
I feel like we should have just kept this for Quibi.
It should have been a quick thing. You absolutely right.
A Quibi.
Yeah.
Curtis Axel.
You talking about a Paul Heyman guy that did not get the... Here's the thing. Curtis Axel...
Can you hear me about a word, please?
Curtis Axel, when he was revealed to be the newest Paul Heyman guy, because I think it was right before he took on Cesaro.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like right after Brock, right after CM Punk, you show Curtis Axel, and Curtis Axel wasn't yoked as Lesnar. And you're like, come on, man.
Here was the problem with Curtis Axel for me. I know why he did it, but he should have just owned up to who he was.
Uh-huh.
You are Kurt Hennig's son.
Mm-hmm.
You're Mr. Perfect son. Just be that. I get you want to establish your own legacy. I get it. But bruh.
We can't say that because looking at Cody Rhodes, if we just wanted him to be Dusty, we wouldn't get the American Nightmare.
But now he's finally embraced that.
Mm-hmm.
He ran. Cody even said, did you watch the documentary?
Of course.
You see how he said he ran from that.
Mm-hmm.
He ran from that. That's why he has the blonde hair now, because he's embracing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So there's some people you just have to embrace that.
But Cody is, as much as Cody's embraced the look, because you can't get around him looking exactly like Dusty.
Yeah.
Well, aside from like body size, but it's like him dyeing the hair, great. But Cody is his own thing. He doesn't even cut promos like Dusty.
Oh, of course. I'm not saying, but yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I think that's another thing you have to remember is a Ric Flair can produce a David Flair, but a David Flair is not, no matter how much they try. Like David Flair, I think was that, and even David Sammartino to some extent, but kind of looking more modern. I think David Flair was that sort of tentpole of what can a legacy person be. So we saw him not live up to Ric Flair standards in the ring, on the mic. We saw Ted DiBiase Jr. not live up to Ted DiBiase in the ring, on the mic.
Just ended up in jail.
Curtis, I was a fan of Curtis Axel, but Curtis Axel was not Mr. Perfect.
Right.
And so if you could call him Mr. Perfect Jr., you could put him in a singlet, it would never live up to those standards.
I don't think I'm not saying he had to have the same look as his dad. I'm not saying he had to be the same gimmick as his father. But because look, Randy Orton is a third generation wrestler. We know who Randy's
better
dad
than both of his generations.
But Randy is better than both of those generations.
Yeah.
True. But we also have watched Randy over years.
Right.
So
he's recreated himself literally 10 times.
Right.
Yeah.
But he was always known as, this is Cowboy Bob Orton's son.
But that's the thing. Here's the problem. Cowboy Bob, never any disrespect to his legacy, but Cowboy Bob could not touch Randy.
Yeah, I agree.
And with that, while we're on the subject of these legacies and these legends, Ric Flair's portrayal in Iron Claw was disgraceful.
That was disgusting.
That actor was who fucked him, bro?
That had to be somebody's cousin who they owed a favor to.
Man, the only thing that he had to look like Ric Flair was the hair.
Yeah.
He did not sound like Ric Flair. He didn't do any of the nuances. Even his woo sounded like somebody else just saying woo. I'm like, that's
whoa. Wait, what?
Woo. I'm like, that's not how you do it.
Yeah.
I still haven't had a chance to go see it yet.
You haven't seen it? That's crazy. We do a wrestling podcast, and you thought that you would go see a movie about wrestling, and you haven't made the time.
I feel like you're just gonna
attacking you. I am. That was me.
That was a direct attack.
I shouldn't have done it.
I mean, also it's like it's hard to watch because you know what the story is. You know,
I didn't know.
Oh, you didn't know the Von Erich
I didn't know the. I heard that they were cursed because JBL would always say it. He's like, "Oh, one of the greatest wrestling families," but I never knew the story. And of course, I played the video game and having them in the newer WWE 2K. Shout out to our friends at 2K, friends of the show. But when you see the movie, I'm like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
Yeah,
that blew me away, and they left out Chris Von Erich.
Yep.
Yeah, because it would have made it sadder.
It was gonna be. It's like, yo, we're already sad,
very sad,
very sad. But it's like, how do you top our sadness?
Yeah.
Like that family is just like the tragedy behind it.
He changed his last name. He's like, hey, the name is Atkinson. Atkinson, all right? We're not doing that Von Erich.
Give my real name.
My real name.
Hey, bro, y'all, because you want to be like, the name is cursed almost, but.
I was mad at the father, bro. That was the real villain in that movie. The father, first of all, for him to have not.
Fritz.
Fritz to have not allowed David to have his second title match and just push it to the next brother. It's like, you don't. This man's never.
Like Kevin. He didn't like Kevin.
Thanking Kevin. For them to not push Kevin, I get it. David had better promos, but at the same time, come on, man. He's worked for this the longest. He was the one that everybody saw becoming the champ.
I think, well, part of it was also the NWA committee. So it wasn't exclusively on Fritz. I think it was who will the NWA committee allow to win this title. So and
they gave it to two brothers, literally two brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I'm just kind of a little speechless today.
Yeah?
Got to tell y'all. I told y'all, man, I gave myself zinc poisoning yesterday.
How does
you
that
do
happen?
So I was trying, I'm trying to prepare myself for this weather and change and trying to make sure I fight off colds and keep my immune system up. So I've been taking one zinc pill a day, one zinc pill, one magnesium pill, trying to keep going.
Okay.
And then I felt myself getting a little sniffles a couple days ago. So I said, nah, let's boost up this immunity. So I'll take 2 of these zinc pills. I should be good. Now, I didn't know that, one zinc pill is 50 milligrams. That was 100 milligrams. I didn't know that your body is not supposed to do anything over 50. And so here's what had happened. So I had took the pills and I was like, okay, let me go get my rent check. And I went to the bank and I was like, my stomach hurt. And I walked out the bank and I just started having the exorcist moment. And so I've just been a little bit drained of energy. But thank God the zinc is out of my system. That's why I'm so quiet today.
Man, who knew all we need to do was give you zinc? Anyway, here's the thing, guys. He pushed his chest out as he laughed. Boy, you crazy. Get you zinc for Christmas. When is your birthday? Let's get you some more zinc.
August 27th, right?
That's a good friend.
25th.
Oh, that's not a good friend at all.
When's my birthday?
When did we have this thing? Shit. It's not December.
Wow. I at least got the year.
You only off 2 days.
Yeah.
When is your birthday, Martin?
August 1st.
Wow. Y'all got the same month you didn't remember?
August. Yes, it's August.
He was like, December. It's not December.
Not December.
September something.
Let's see. Interesting.
Yeah.
August 1st. Yes.
Wait, go back to Jay's.
IMDb.
That's crazy.
Yeah, this is a running thing on BBC Club that he pulls it up every week.
Man. Your face cleared up though.
Thank you. A lot of water.
Man, good. What were you drinking then?
That's the darkness is my birthmark. I have it in the middle of my forehead. So I have a birthmark.
Let's see it. Oh.
Okay.
It looks more blended here than it did on the pictures.
Yeah, you need to your headshot is needed to like.
Yeah, get them to airbrush that a little bit, man. Well, even it up.
We're not saying this to be mean.
No, we're just saying, just professional stuff. These are great pictures, but it just took away because of the mark. Yeah.
So when Stephanie McMahon announced the Evolution, that was a great promo. Yeah, no.
Also, Zac Efron was way too yoked to have played Kevin
Fowler. Very skinny,
it was
long
like, hey,
dude.
bro. But it was like he was like he didn't know how big to. He was like, just get yoked
jacked,
up.
all right.
Just get jacked.
Zac Efron is a star. I've always wanted him to play Green Lantern. Hal Jordan.
Okay, I can see that.
Hal.
He's got the comedy timing. He could do serious. He's yoked. And
Can
also,
you pull up a picture of Zac Efron real quick?
Naked.
Pause.
Can't believe
that was all Martin. Hey! No, he's more of a Guy Gardner or Kyle Rayner. He's not a Hal.
What do you think he's not a Hal?
Yeah, he just wears a mask. Booger sugar. Yo, that's
out
crazy.
of control.
No, he's like sober now too.
Oh, he was on drugs?
I think he had a spell of some little addictions back in the day.
Really?
Little addictions.
Here's the thing, man. I be in my own world. I don't be knowing nothing. When people tell me stuff, I'm like, that's crazy. I just got told yesterday by a homegirl. She was like, yeah, because remember when I had all of my things stolen, like my car, and somebody was squatting my apartment? I was like, I had no idea. And she was like, I posted it on Instagram. I'm like, when I go to Instagram, I'm looking at my stuff and I'm off Instagram. I'm looking at dog videos. I'm not looking at my friend's stuff. I had no idea.
Because you lack patience.
Yep. I need to see what's right there.
He's like, I don't have time. I don't have this time to be looking at other people's stuff. I got to know what's right in front of me.
Ninjas,
Right in front
wait,
of me.
what?
Ninjas running wild?
Zac Efron started his own production company under Warner Brothers. Ninjas Running Wild. Sounds like at that time he had a lot of black friends and he got a little too comfortable.
Yeah, I know. I was like, hey.
that
A
was scary for a
little too
second.
comfortable.
Speaking of running wild, we had an incredible 2023
Yeah.
in the WWE. What are some of your big moments, some of your breakout stars, and some of your even worse moments of wrestling in the year 2023?
Ooh. Well, hold on. Let's start
Breakout
with
stars.
breakout stars Montez Ford. When we saw that match at Elimination Chamber,
That was this year.
That was
Okay.
this
that was
yeah.
this year. He destroyed. He showed up. He's the star that we all knew he could be. Another breakout star.
Can I hop in on the Montez Ford cover?
Please.
I think that they had a moment and then they lost it.
I think that.
They
I
threw the
agree with
moment
that.
away for sure.
Yeah.
I agree with that. They could have capitalized on that
They
immediately.
it could have been a great capitalization.
I agree.
Yeah.
Montez Ford. Who else?
Oh, I know. It was
Well, you know what?
Sam.
Does this count as? It does count as this year because that match was incredible. Sami Zayn.
Ooh.
Sami Zayn at Elimination Chamber.
Versus Roman.
Woo! We knew he
Yeah.
was gonna lose, but we knew we were gonna lose, but it was so incredible of a match. It was like, oh, you could it? And that's a good job of both wrestlers.
Also, consider where Sami Zayn was a year prior.
A year prior.
He lost to Johnny Knoxville.
at WrestleMania.
At WrestleMania.
But that was something he wanted.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
To go from losing to Johnny Knoxville to wrestling in your hometown, home country, in front of your family. Headlining Elimination Chamber, then headlining WrestleMania the next
with
month.
your best friend.
With your best friend and beating the longest rating tag team champion.
Yes.
That's incredible glow up.
Can
Incredible.
I say this about Sammy all the time.
Mm-hmm.
This goes to show when the internet is always like, oh my God, they burying somebody. Shut the hell up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because that talent is cool. Everybody was like, they burying Sammy. Sammy has been part of one of the greatest programs running.
Yes.
With the bloodline.
Yeah.
Again, like you just said, from getting beat by Johnny Knoxville, trying to work his way into the bloodline, being in the bloodline, having the moment at the Royal Rumble where he got one of the biggest pops ever when he hits Roman, to the Elimination Chamber again to WrestleMania. You see how that just goes up and up and up.
Yeah, the story case is better.
That doesn't sound like that was somebody who was getting buried.
Also, biggest
that's guaranteed.
rise of the year.
But here's the crazy part. It came out of nowhere.
bro.
All it took was one backstage promo and him getting out of the
Max Dupree.
Max Dupree.
Ooh, and I've never seen. Let's talk about that, bro.
Yeah.
I've never seen anyone be able to change their character and change it live like that. That's not my name. I'm LA Knight. And it was like, what?
He
You
said,
Max
my name
Dupree?
is L.A. Knight. Yeah. And then walked off. Everybody was like, oh, thank God. Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. Because we got tired of hearing Max Dupree.
Meanwhile, Masay and Mansoor
We're future
was just
endeavors.
sitting there like, can we also do this?
Yeah.
Like, nah.
Can I
go back to modeling.
Can I go back to being Mace with Retro? No.
You know what happened with Mace, bro? And I'm gonna take you back, and I know you don't even remember this. Mace, because it's not Masay, ladies and gentlemen. Mace was in NXT.
Dio Madden.
Dio Madden.
He got called up to do commentary on
The
Monday
name with
Night
Brock
Raw.
Lesnar. You about to bring that up?
And Brock Lesnar F5'd him through that table.
And F5 his career away.
And that was it.
Yeah.
Which it looked like was going to, at least we knew he couldn't beat Brock, right?
Right.
But if he would at least had the match.
I don't even want to have a match. I just wanted him to be able to have a match with someone where he looked strong.
Yeah, because that's when they put him in Retribution and gave him them booty jean shorts. We was like, yo, this is not a thing.
Yeah. Well, also, I don't know if you guys ever listened to his, him and Mansoor, they have a Twitch stream, but he talked about that. And a lot of it was because they didn't realize how tall he was when they put him on commentary. So he was towering over everybody and over the wrestlers and all this stuff. And then they had that thing with Brock. And then he made a tweet afterwards, but they were like, we're not going to do anything with this. So there you go.
Damn, man.
But they just made an appearance in DPW. I think they're going to do big things on the
That
indies.
sounds-
Speaking of teams, you know who needs to be broken up? DIY.
They just got
They
together.
got together, dog.
man.
No,
Nothing's gonna happen for
Hey,
them,
bro,
bro.
listen, let me tell you something. Triple H loves them that
I know
much.
he loves them,
So this is why they're together.
but you know Triple H can't force the crowd to buy into someone.
Why do you think half the NXT wrestlers from NXT Black and Gold are up now? They are forcing most of them. You gonna love these mogs.
That's
you
the
gonna,
thing.
You gonna love Indy Hartwell. You hear me? You gonna love you some Indy Hartwell. He's gonna look, Hunter is trying his best to push and get these people
Hunter
over.
can push as much as he wants, and he's great at what he does, but he can't force the people to. That's one thing he's always said. It's up to you to get over.
Hey, you might agree. I know you'll probably agree with me. It happened before.
Give me two.
I'll give you number one.
Give me two.
Edge.
Triple H didn't force Edge on nobody.
Vince did.
I said Triple H.
I mean, Triple H has just got the book.
Triple H. We can talk about Vince forcing everybody on us
Yeah,
and
but
them not getting over.
No. There are people Vince is forced, but they eventually get over. Edge was that person. Nobody was buying into Edge for the law. And Vince was like, nah, you finna get this dude. And it got to a point where he was like, well, damn, I think I like Edge.
Edge was always likable because he came in with the tag team and we knew that he was the star between Edge and Christian. We always
You
saw
so
that coming.
disrespectful.
It's the truth. I
Hey,
thought we
man,
were telling the truth here.
Hey, man, you better give Christian Cage his props.
What am I giving him props on?
Hey, man, he was.
I'll give him props for this. Without Christian, we would not have the what chant. Because Stone Cold Steve Austin called Christian one day when everybody go to the gym,
Yeah.
and he left him a voicemail saying, "Yeah, Christian down to the what? Yeah, then I'm going to do it. What?" That is what I give him credit for.
Okay.
And one of the greatest tag team matches of all time at WrestleMania, TLC. But other than that, Christian never panned out to me because I never felt like his heart was in it. Like he never looked like he was really like, this is what I want to do. Even in their documentaries, he said, I followed Edge into wrestling. I followed Edge into WWE. It was never like, I always wanted to be a wrestler. He just wanted to do it because Edge wanted to do it. So when you tell me that, why am I getting behind you?
Now back to this DIY hate.
Yeah, because you couldn't give me two. I want that to show the
I
record.
just want to ignore that part.
Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, forced by Vince? Because
Yeah.
he wasn't
Yes.
forced by Triple H.
He didn't have to because he was already there.
Well, I mean, yeah, because
We bought into Roman though. We told this story before. We bought into Roman, especially the year that Batista won the Rumble. Right after that, Vince noticed how popular he was, and he was like, "Oh, we're gonna push him." But by that time, we wanted Daniel Bryan.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, come on, man, you can't do this. And then we started to hate Roman because we started to see him as a Cena replacement, and they weren't even trying to hide that.
Okay, I got one for you then.
Give it to me.
The Rock. Because remember, they hated Rocky Maivia.
Man, hated his dog.
They Rocky die.
This
Rocky
ain't Triple
sucks.
H. These are all Vince McMahon.
Okay, but Triple H just
That's
it's
what I
still
just
too
said.
fresh,
Triple
I
H
think.
just got the book.
What you said
unless we're
was-
talking NXT.
Well, I love that.
Okay.
What you
Okay.
started this with was saying Triple H has pushed people on us. And I said, name two. And then that's how we got into this.
Oh, again,
I know the
DIY
people Vince has pushed.
DIY, Indy Hartwell, Candice LeRae. I love Candice personally,
Mhm.
and I love Johnny personally, knowing them, but you can see sometimes these matches is like they're trying to get them over and it's not going. It's unfortunate. Shotzi is another person. Sweetheart.
These are great names.
Yeah.
Shotzi's a great person. But it's like, remember, we were all thinking, Shotzi ain't finna be in this War Games match for real.
They're going
What?
to take her out. They're going to eliminate. Nah, she was in that
We was
thing.
like, she gonna stay in the cage. Okay, so when she get out the cage, she gonna get jumped. Oh, so she gonna get in the cage. So
Made
she
it
gonna
to
get
the
hurt.
end.
Oh, she in the whole match.
Made it
Okay.
to the end.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. That's
Yeah.
that. Now, again, I want people to make sure we understand there's no knock, but you got to watch how people are forced and pushed, is what we're saying. It's like some people are like, yo, you got to get over and we need you to get in front of people. Look, Fire and Dawn, they keep trying to make that a thing.
But here's the thing. Their appearance, was it this past SmackDown?
This past, in the
SmackDown, that was a great reveal for them. It made me be like, oh, what is their role going to be now? Now I want to see where this goes because they're obviously going to be enemies of damage control.
Yeah.
So that's interesting to me. I'm always about the storytelling.
Let's stretch it. Let's get on ahead and stretch this damage control storyline out a little
They
bit.
definitely
boy.
stretching it.
Yeah.
It's
But I mean,
spandex at this point.
But you need, I think, after Charlotte getting hurt, kind of messed that up a little bit.
She's out 6 months.
9 months.
9 months.
Yeah.
Woo, woo.
What did she do?
Messed up like all the knee stuff.
Ooh.
And they said that she might have landed bad on her neck too, but the knee for sure is like
Hate to hear that.
9-month surgery. I think ACL and MCL if I remember correctly.
Now, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, while you're watching this, give us some people that you feel Vince McMahon has buried. Also, give us some people that you feel Triple H is pushing onto us as the WWE universe.
Wait, she got it during her tribute to the Troops match?
Yeah, the one with the
With
one-on-one
Asuka.
match with Asuka. Yeah.
Do they remember the?
They kept-
Do you remember the spot where it probably?
She was doing it may have been a moonsault or something like that. She was on the top rope and Asuka hit the ropes and then I think Charlotte something happened where she hit the ropes with her leg and it caught all that bop, 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 down.
So we're looking at her coming back by Survivor Series
next year
because it's a
probably.
little too early to say SummerSlam if it's 9 months.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Survivor
Series is gonna be lit.
She's a War Games. She's a War Game surprise if they do War Games again.
There it
Yeah.
is. I want to
ACL,
see
MCL,
War
and
Games, but I
MCL.
want to see Elimination.
Yeah, we said that one.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Here's what I would do for next year's Survivor Series. Only one War Games match. Let that be the main event.
Yeah.
And then the other match, be it the women's or the men's, be the 5-on-5
I love it.
elimination. Yeah.
I love it a lot.
Again, I want to go back to the whole Charlotte being out changes a lot with them stretching this damage control storyline because
Yeah.
we know what it is. We
Mhm.
like, look, they gonna jump Bailey. It's Dakota who's been leading everything. You have the Kabuki Warriors eventually, and then you have EO and Dakota, and you.
We got new tag team champions.
Oh,
Yeah.
We got new tag champs, new women's tag team champions. I love to see it.
Caden Carter and
Katana Chance.
Katana Chance.
Yeah.
Which I would put on my list of kind of breakout stars. Like they did jack all with them when they first got called up to the main roster.
True.
And they did a lot in NXT for that women's division.
Mhm.
I think it was at a very crowded time for the women's division, but they did a lot and they are, of high flying. They have some semblance of a gimmick, whereas a lot of the women currently don't. And even a lot of those NXT people, like we mentioned DIY, the issue of DIY getting called up was, okay, but who are you? Why should I care?
Why should I
And
care?
what did they immediately do with Tommaso Ciampa when he came up?
Oh man, they
Remember
threw him in
that?
a feud with Miz.
They made him the Miz's lackey.
Yeah. Same thing they did with my man.
Bronson Reed?
Who?
Bronson Reed.
No. The tattoo. His whole arm and chest is tattooed. He was on some crazy look. He looks like a creepy Steve Austin. He was stalking
Dexter
the Miz.
Loomis.
Dexter Loomis. They did nothing with him.
Yeah.
Because again, you are doing a whole gimmick of a stalker
Yeah, they
There
could have
was-
broke him out of that though.
Who doesn't talk?
who doesn't talk.
Yeah.
But I think the stalker thing can work, but they're trying to make him like a sympathetic baby face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just there's so many people now, especially when you bring up the women too. I look at it as it's December. So when you start seeing all these women on TV, you know
Mhm.
what it is. It's time for the Rumble.
Yeah.
It's just here's all these people to get ready because they did it last year. When you remember when everybody came back, when Emma and all these people were back, you were like, "Yo, wow!"
Shout out to Beth Phoenix for continuing to get brought back and still looking incredible in that ring and out of the ring, yo.
Yo,
This mother and wife that is a veteran and a legend in WWE.
it's the greatest part about Beth Phoenix is Beth Phoenix will be outside the ring, right?
Mhm.
She'll be sitting in the crowd, got a sweater on,
Yeah.
got her glasses on, sitting with the babies, just like enjoying the show, just chilling. And then all of a sudden she go in the back. All right, let me go and put this crown on real quick,
Yeah.
show y'all who the Glamazon is,
Yeah.
and come out and just start. I want this Beth Phoenix Rhea Ripley 1-on-1. Did we ever get it?
No, I think they did the tag match instead.
That's what I'm saying. They just did the tag.
Yeah.
Weren't we supposed to get the 1-on-1?
I don't know if we were supposed to get it, but
I mean, it
think
felt
was-
like we were gonna. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. It felt like we were leaning towards that way.
Speaking of which, what is this? Because it's completely random. For the thumbnails that we do for the shows, can you close this goddamn laptop? This is so distracting when I'm trying to get a picture of you to crop in. It's like, oh, this is such a great picture, but the laptop is blocking him. There's nothing important that you need to see on this thing right now.
Sometimes I'm pulling.
You're
up
looking
things-
at porn the whole time.
What if he was watching porn while we doing the
Just
podcast?
silently watching.
Let me turn that on mute. So listen, with Beth Phoenix,
So damage control, right?
damage control. Man, she taking that. If we could just
damage control. Damn, she taking
man,
it.
she taking that. So
Damn, she taking it.
man, I thought he was gonna bust somewhere else. Anyway, listen, if we could just like, bro,
I thought he was gonna
bust somewhere else.
Bookmark. He's just booking.
We booked that.
Let me get back to this a little bit later. All right, so, yeah.
Man, it's like there are so many great pictures of you to be taken
Just
for
stuff
our
in front of you.
thumbnail, but you have all this stuff in front of you like you watching persons at the club. Y'all go ahead. Y'all go ahead. I'm gonna sit here. I got you, girl. Don't worry about it. Man.
Like I'm watching persons at the club.
Y'all enjoy yourself. I'm just going. No, I got it. It's cool. Put the damn laptop down, man. He's over here open chested. I'm over here scarf divine, and you have this laptop in front of you. This thumbnail is gonna be great for us.
Yeah, that's true though. Every thumbnail on the IG is just like face,
laptop.
I don't want to be seen.
And you know what? I respect that honesty, because what you're doing is you're trying to be the girl in the pictures that's in the back. Y'all sit in the front. I got y'all purses with me standing up. Man, you still a person.
Yeah.
You just holding the purses.
Yeah, man. You're the most insecure person I know, brother.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
For 1 minute, you be like, yeah, you know, I'm Jay Washington, and being Jay Washington is a hard thing to be. And then the next moment, you got a laptop covering you.
Yeah.
You in the gym every day lifting 8,000 pounds.
You Negroes destroyed me earlier.
That's a fact.
Okay, so how else am I supposed to fit?
Hey, man, you destroy yourself, bro.
See what I'm saying?
Jay screwed Jay.
Hey guys,
I did it for the laptop.
Yo.
Well, this will be my last before the bell.
Also, shout out to Mark, our producer. He's wild. He's gotten in on the roasting, ladies and gentlemen. He's pulled up a picture of Ving Rhames, and he said he's the Ving Rhames character from Mission Impossible.
Called me Luther Stickle.
Always got something in front of him. That's a double entendre joke right there, Mark. I see what you're doing. I like what you're doing, brother. And still ain't closed the laptop. Here's the funny thing about as we gain weight, the shirt is completely open now. As we gain and lose weight. I just was
looking at the women's promos and it was Lay Cool's Piggy James taunt.
As we gain and lose weight, we feel as though things like apparatuses are going to make us look smaller. It's not the case. You big, you're going to be big until you're small, and then you're small. Nothing covering you is going to stop that. We got a homegirl in common. Always wears jackets because she says her arms are fat. I'm going to tell you something. This jacket in June looks ridiculous. We all know you're chubby. Just be chubby. You understand? Quit covering yourself, man. And move the bottle of water. I just told you about the thumbnail.
He put more in front of him. It's like putting the mic stand here.
Stop covering yourself, man. Or I'll hit you with this. Either be confident or be insecure, but you ain't about to be both,
bro.
You cannot be both.
You either get Brag J or Sad J. You got to pick one.
You got to pick one. And I'm cool with either one. If you're going to do Brag J, be Brag J. If you're going to be Sad J, all right, but you got to make a decision.
You know what? I'm just here, okay?
So Mickie James is somebody that I would like to bring back to WWE. Because she can still go. She's incredible.
Where did this conversation come from?
Oh, you know I'm random, brother. Random Jackson.
Okay.
And then we did say we were going to continue the conversation from last week of who our breakouts, or excuse me, what we want to see for 2024.
Yeah, and we want to know from y'all as well. Who do we want to see breakout stars in 2024? Teams that you would break up, teams that you would make up. Who could be called up from NXT? Which, while we're on the subject, Braun Breaker.
No.
What?
No.
What?
I am so okay. Now, I'm sorry. Let me backtrack. I have to because now, yes. The Braun Breaker before, when they were trying to bring him up, no. Remember, I told you I was like, nah. This Braun Breaker now, yes, because this one is a little. There's something more about him now.
Yeah.
This when they were initially trying to bring Braun Breaker up and they were throwing him on Raw, and you were like, let's not do this.
Yeah. You know what I would like for them to do with Braun, though?
What?
I want them to go full Steiner. I want him to wear a chain.
Be his dad.
Be not just his dad.
His uncle.
Be both of them.
Be his dad and his uncle.
Be both of them. Wear the chainmail. Do something with the goatee. Right now, he's just like a tan, like jerk, right? But I think there's so much more to him based off that lineage and you can combine those forces.
This goes back to what we were saying about Curtis Axel earlier.
Yeah.
When you have these lineages that are that established, you can take. Everybody wants to see Braun. We know who you are, dog.
Right.
Yeah.
We know you're a Steiner.
Right.
He
looks exactly like him.
You're your father's kid, but look like your uncle.
Mm-hmm.
You're your father's kid, but look like your uncle. Just be it.
Here's the problem. I think when his father went through the news cycle for saying some things, they changed him from being a face to a heel. And the heel character is great, but he had garnered so much more love and attention from management when he was a face. And he came up and had NXT championship match.
It's something about the Braun in the black singlet now.
Yeah.
It's just
He's a monster.
You know what's crazy though?
What?
And this is you probably won't even know who I'm talking about. Who does he remind you of in the black singlet?
Vin Diesel.
No. Not at all.
I'm
Wardlow. It's like if you put
Oh yeah, I can see that.
it's like a Wardlow in AEW. So it's like you always have those polar opposites in companies. That's just what I see in Braun with the black singlet. But this Braun Breaker, bring him up. But I hit
Trick Williams.
no.
What?
You don't want to wait.
I don't.
I
Here's
wanted
why
him
don't
up
want-
before I
no, here's
wanted
why I don't want him up yet.
Carmelo Hayes up.
Because I don't want him getting lost in the shuffle. I feel like if he got brought up right now, he'd get lost in the shuffle.
Not at all. And you know why? He has height. He's a big guy. He would only get lost. Carmelo's going to get lost in the shuffle.
For sure.
He's going to get lost in the shuffle. And if he does not, I will eat my words on camera. But Trick Williams is going to be a mega star. He has the height, he has the size. And no matter what they're doing in WWE present day when they have smaller people, they're still going to want the big guys. That's why Roman shot up so fast, because although he and Seth are both amazing, Roman has him with the size, just like he had Dean. So we knew Roman was the breakout.
So let me ask you this. You said height and size, everything, and he has talent, he's a star.
Yep. And the crowd is with him.
To the extent, you can say the same about Montez Ford. Now they got to pull Montez for this to be the single star. Again, we don't have to break up Street Profits. We've established that. But what do?
Montez is a different animal. Montez is a different animal because his promo game is crazy. You're talking about a guy who's multi-talented in and outside of that ring.
Yes.
He's somebody that can cut promos. He can be a heel. He can be a face. He can also sing. This is something that we've never had. Well, I'm sorry. This is something that we haven't had since The Rock sang in WWE. And even then, he was just carrying a note. No disrespect. But
No, all disrespect.
Montez can sing.
To add to that, shout out to what WWE has done with that faction of Lashley and the Profits.
Yeah.
They listened to the audience. They were not booing them.
They were not.
No matter how much they tried, no matter who they jumped, who they beat up Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
And they cheered.
They still cheered.
Wait, because they was jumping bogs in full three-piece suits. Everybody was like, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Like, look at them brothers go, man. Look at them brothers
Wait,
go.
when Angelo Dawkins, who was the first? I think it was the Brawling Brutes.
Yeah.
The first time Angelo Dawkins got up and he put that jacket back on, I was like, all right. Everybody was like, well, look at God.
Yeah, the fresh
Adam.
cut.
Fresh cut, too.
Wearing the glove, too. Yeah, man.
I wouldn't mind seeing Trick Williams, Montez Ford, Angelo Dawkins. I keep on saying Apollo Crews.
As being a new nation, Martin?
I never said nation.
I
No, because
didn't say
Martin, Martin was like, why we got to bring back the nation? Remember he said the last episode?
No, okay, I feel like you are very much misconstruing what I meant by that.
I'm not misconstruing.
What I'm saying is when we put them as a superpower heel group, we have to have a purpose behind them. So when Lashley joined up, just listen.
You got to let him finish, bro.
When Lashley joined up with the Street Profits, he said, I can make you guys great again. I can make you better than what you were before.
I'm glad you changed that statement when you taught yourself.
You don't wear any suits. You start wearing suits. Ford, comb your hair. Montez, all this stuff, right? He wanted to clean them up and make them something better.
Right.
Same with the New Day. The New Day, when they first formed as a heel stable, it wasn't, oh, we're militant. It was, we always lose to Rusev. Every single week you see in each one of us take an L from Rusev. So if we come together, we can do something better, more powerful than we are doing individually. And then, stuff happened that led to them having to have that weird babyface turn. And then they were allowed to kind of be themselves. But if we're just putting the issue with the nation is like D'Lo Brown had such a amazing career and amazing attributes outside of I'm an angry black guy, right?
Right.
Which is what when the nation, even the original nation was, although it was Savio Vega.
Hey,
who's
take
Puerto
your time. Anybody going to interrupt you, baby? You good?
Although I get it. Although it was Savio Vega and it was Crush, who was a white dude who was the whole thing was like he was incarcerated. But you had Clarence Mason. You had this trail of people who came behind them. So much of that was rooted in militancy and a hatred towards whatever mega powers beyond them, right? And calling out racism in WWE, which nothing happened because they
it was the 90s.
Because D-Generation X was spraying it on things. Go ahead.
But I'm saying anytime now we see someone say, I want 4 or 5 black guys together, it's never with a root of this is the why. It's like, no, I want them to be healed. I want them to be angry, and I want them to beat everybody up. So that is why it's always going to go to that route of, oh, you just want a new nation.
Okay, fair. I hear you. But I don't think in regards to, let's say you put Trick with the Prophets and Lashley, they don't have to be heels, right?
Right.
They don't have to be. So the baby faces point, you have Bobby Lashley, who's this dude. He can be the WWE champion. He can be US champion, whatever. You have the Street Profits. They can be individual champs. They can be the tag champs again, whatever. You have Trick Williams. If you bring him in, same thing. I don't think this automatically has to mean that they are heels. When you bring people together like that, when you bring a super group, everybody automatically takes faction to a negative level.
You said heel group last week, though. That's what I'm pointing, because you were like, I want Xavier Woods to lead, Trick Williams.
I said that.
No. Yeah, I was like, I know I didn't say that.
Well, who was your heel group? Or who was your group? I'm sorry.
I don't think I had I'm not 100% sure, so I apologize.
Okay, it's fine.
Jay wanted some high fly.
Trick Williams is 6'4".
Yeah.
240. Monster.
How old is he too?
He's 29?
25. Wait.
29.
29.
Wait, he was trained by CZW? Okay.
Wow, okay, so he came in.
He came, so he was an actual worker. He didn't have to, they didn't have to train him from the ground up.
But that would also explain his connection with Carmelo when they first came in. Because Carmelo was a Ring of Honor dude. He also used to team with Cade. Shout out to Jason Cade, friend of the show. Yeah.
Friend of the show.
Yeah.
Well, but again, I think my fear is always when I look at the two main shows, when I look at Raw and SmackDown, when I look at storylines built, and again, Triple H last year saying WrestleMania isn't the end anymore.
Right.
Okay, cool. So we know everything doesn't lead to WrestleMania, and then that's it. It's just I look at these stories building, and I'm like, I don't want to see somebody just thrown in. Yes, I would love to see them on the shows, but I just don't want to see talent thrown in for the sake of being thrown in. Look, Raw has 3 hours to fill, and you'll get 3 hours worth of shit. Pardon the expression. They'll just throw stuff to fill it.
But that's the thing. Raw is 3 hours. That's how you have the opportunity to give these different storylines a chance to breathe.
Yeah.
But now that's true. But at the same time, while you're giving storylines a chance to breathe, are the audiences breathing along with them?
Yes.
Because some of these storylines, again, I'm listening on commentary. I'm listening to Graves and them just going about another thing, something else going on and not what's happening in the ring.
That's what needs to be taken down. Is Graves. I want a different commentator, bro. I think we were getting that when we had Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
But it's like Graves buries people worse than JBL.
Yes, he does.
And it's very annoying, bro.
Yeah, Corey Graves is infamous. He will bury talent.
It's like you're a wrestler still at the end of the day.
Poor Dana Brooke.
Yo, he put her career. Look, she was trying week in and week out. Then she was like, yo, I remember she tweeted about it. Was like, I get it. Y'all hate me. Because she was getting all these hate tweets about it.
Yeah.
And then got put down to NXT. And the next thing you know, she was on their list.
Yeah.
And it's like he buried, and I understand that you have a face commentator.
Yeah.
You have your heel commentator. And Graves is your heel commentator. I'm fine with that. Because when he did an interview about that, he was like, well, I'm the heel commentator, blah, blah, blah.
It goes beyond that.
Bro, I get what you are, but bro, you go.
Paul Heyman was the heel commentator when it was him and Jim Ross.
Jim Ross.
And he still put people over. There's a way to heel talk someone and still put them over to where you believe in their credibility as a wrestler. Graves puts people down so far in a burial that you doubt their ability as wrestlers, as opposed to characters.
Let me ask you this though: how
Please.
much of that is on Corey Graves, and how much of it is when Vince McMahon was in his ear?
Okay, Vince has been gone for a while.
Well, who is Corey buried since Vince has been gone?
Ooh, that's a good point.
Oh my goodness, who did I just listen to him bury? Oh God, I didn't expect that follow-up question.
Because I know, like Hunter, one of the things I've been told, we've heard, and I won't say me just directly, that Hunter has allowed Michael Cole to be a person.
Yeah.
Because if you notice, every time now we're seeing emotion out of Michael Cole. When Vince was there, he would give it a little pop, be that, move on. Yeah. This man has emotion now.
Michael Cole is JR Jr. for a different generation, bro.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I love Michael Cole.
Who are you gonna say he buried recently?
I can't think of the person's name.
But I think that even looking at this current landscape, they've made Tozawa look good.
Oh, I love Tozawa.
Not just backstage, but even in ring. Like, granted, it's like, oh, Tozawa's going up against Amos, so yeah, they'll
Right.
say like he doesn't have a chance.
Yeah,
but they will build up like he might.
He might, and that's all you need.
Yeah,
like when you look at these wrestlers, bro, and you see the might, that's all you need as an audience is to believe. So when you see Graves bury people, or when you see Michael Cole big somebody up, even though, like, perfect example of some breakout stars, also the Creed brothers.
Yeah,
the older Creed brother is the star.
Julius
Creed.
Yeah.
Brutus is starting to fall into the
Jimmy Anvil Neidhart.
No, what's his name from Heavy Machinery?
Tucker.
Otis. He's falling into the Otis territory.
I
promise you, watching the next year, Julius is going to be on some Kurt Angle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brock Lesnar is. Even if he gets a little bigger, it's going to be crazy. But Brutus isn't as strong as Julius, and I'm noticing that. But the way that they're able to show it and sell it is great.
There was a spot I saw, and I think it was in a cage match they had in NXT, where Julius had one dude, I think it was in like a single leg crab.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, ankle lock.
An ankle lock.
And he power bombed the other.
With the one arm?
Yeah, man.
That's strength.
They are amazing. I think 2024, they're going to be huge.
But can they talk? That's the thing. Well, because their manager can't talk.
I think Brutus is the better talker, but they also have been putting them in like
no talk situations.
Yeah, and when they had Stokely, that helped them a lot too.
The Diamond Mine thing. Yeah,
Diamond Mine was. I love the Diamond Mine.
Here, that's another thing. I think we forget and we take for granted. And I've always a great mouthpiece.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people are like, oh, somebody has to be a mouthpiece that eventually goes in the ring. When you look at the Creed brothers, you're like, oh, they have Ivy Nile, but Ivy's going to be her own competitor eventually.
Right? She already is, really.
She already is.
She's her own competitor. They need a Stokely Carmichael like they had. Look, you got AOP on their way back with Paul Ellering.
Woo.
And that's the only way they work.
And you're putting them with Karrion Kross.
He needs it.
Yeah.
And he needs it.
He needs it.
He needs it.
They were great before they left, but they didn't have anybody.
Because when Ellering left, it was the worst thing for them.
Yeah.
Because it was something about Paul. First of all, it's Paul Ellering.
Yeah.
It's something about Paul Ellering with them two makes it go. You don't see, granted, everyone can't do it, and you don't need it to be overrun, but there are some people that just need to have a mouthpiece.
Yeah.
I always said this, and I don't know if you and I had this conversation. I doubt we had it. Ronda Rousey would have been way more successful
if she had a mouthpiece.
If she was the first ever Paul Heyman girl.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot.
Think about it. If you we would have overlooked Ronda's faults and certain things if Paul Heyman is speaking up for her.
He wouldn't have had the time. Think about that timeline, though. I agree with you 1,000,000%. But that timeline, he was representing Brock. And then, like, this is Brock when he was on fire when Ronda came back.
But wasn't Brock wasn't every single show, was he?
No, that's what I'm saying. To take Paul away when you have this special event character in Brock at that time would have taken away.
Okay.
Now, the only other person, there are two people that I feel like were great mouthpieces, but they were also in-ring competitors. MVP for Hurt Business, and then the little guy who was in NXT who was a mouthpiece for Lashley when he came in.
Leo Rush.
Leo Rush.
Yes. That's someone I would bring back.
He's the dude who made Bobby Lashley the Almighty.
Yeah.
The almighty Bobby Lashley.
He made him. And look, the man, but see, Leo Rush, though, is a wrestler.
Yeah.
So it's like, yes, that was the one thing. Like, he liked, but he didn't like his position on the main roster because he was like, yo, I'm a wrestler. I want to be in the ring, a competitor.
But they put him in the ring. He had an amazing match with Finn Balor.
Yeah.
He had a lot of really good
No, he
matches.
did.
Yeah.
But he didn't want to be just, he didn't want to be just a mouthpiece.
Yeah.
And so, but there are some people that are like, I'll use myself for an example.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody asked me if I got an offer to do AEW or WWE, would I go? I said, if either one just wanted me to talk on the mic, I'd go. Because underrated talkers are underrated. To be able to control that crowd, to be able to sell your talent, minus what a Corey Graves will do.
Yeah.
Because if Corey Graves is trying to bury you on commentary, if you got a good talker, they gonna bury Graves.
I know what you're doing, Graves. You're over there. You're running your mouth. That would sell it as well.
That would sell it all.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So
you must have been paid off by,
that would, that'll help out a lot of talent that when it comes to Raw, because he's only on Raw, that when they get buried by Graves, that cuts it down. He can still be his heel commentator, but it eases off that talent.
Two things. One, I'm giving Xavier Woods his credit as being one of the greatest people on the mic as well. One of the greatest promo kings. And this is aside from New Day because he elevated everybody. Xavier Woods is a star. His mind for wrestling, his mind for promos, he could contend with Paul Heyman if you allowed him to run his creative, right? The second thing, unfortunately, we got to get out of here, guys. So tonight, we are going to the WWE live event down at the Forum. It's the first time BTB will be in the building together. As a matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, leave your comment for your favorite moment of the episode. Leave us who you think Vince McMahon buried and who Triple H is pushing. And, just talk to us. We talk back.
Also, before we go any further, today is December 30th.
And y'all supposed to be racing.
That's not happening
Oh,
today.
okay.
What do you mean it's not happening? I brought clothes.
Yeah.
I didn't think we were going to do it.
Oh, you didn't think I was
We said we were going to do it.
I didn't think we was going for sure. I would have.
Martin and Jay were in the group chat talking about who's faster between the two of them.
Also, so let me just say
Yeah,
this.
they said they were going to race.
Who you think is faster, me or Jay?
Everybody's going to say it's Martin. I already know how this goes.
But Jay said he's deceptively fast.
He said he's. I was like, let's
deceivingly
race.
fast. I'm sorry.
When we come back, we will be in a new year.
Yes.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
To everybody watching. I hope that your 2024 is prosperous and happy and healthy for each and every one of you all. No matter how you celebrate and bring this year in, please bring it in safely. Don't drink and drive. And if you do,
Don't you say it.
What?
Don't say that. Because I know you're not doing that on the internet.
What
That's a
else was
lawsuit
that?
waiting to happen.
I wasn't finna say nothing. I was like, but if you do, make sure you just drive in not even 2 blocks, 2 houses down. Just boop, boop. Just like that.
Nah. It'd be a great way to end the year for y'all to race.
That'll be, it'd be a better way to end
What's
the
a
year?
better way to end it?
You two doing a promo.
Oh,
We will holler at y'all.
You want me to do a
next-
promo? I'll do a promo right now.
Yeah, if he does the promo, we have to race. I brought shoes and everything.
Okay.
Jay, promo. Always wants me to do a promo. You want me to do a promo, Jay? I'll do a promo. Here's the thing, man. Week after week, you come in here and you run your mouth. You talk and you talk. And you like to think that you're the leader. You like to think that you're the man. But you got to understand something, Jay. You'll never be the man. Because in order to beat the man, you got to beat the man. And you'll never beat me, Jay. And here's another thing. Week after week, I realize something. You like to talk. And I realize week after week that I just don't like you. And I don't like you, Jay, because deep down, you don't like yourself. So when you go home tonight and you look in that mirror, I want you to look in that mirror and I want you to have your TV dinner. And I want you to look at yourself and I want you to realize that you got yourself here. And when you look in the mirror, why is CT so much better than me? You want you to know the reason. It's because I always win. So Sunday after our match, a couple things are going to happen. You're going to lose, like always. I'm going to win, like always. And you're going to do nothing and like it.
Follow Before the Bell podcast on Instagram. You can listen to us on Spotify, YouTube, plenty of other streaming channels. At CT is dope. At Mr. J Washington.
I
At Mr.
love how
Barlow.
our producer will say you cut a Black Karen promo. Thank you.
Hey, hey, fire.
Yeah, okay. You know what? When we come back, I'm going to let both of these fellas have it because they've been talking way too long and I've been way too nice.
Shit, it's gonna be nice on the damn outside when y'all race.
Hey, man, look, I just pulled my...
Nah, you ain't pull nothing. I cut a promo. I cut a promo. That was the deal.
Hey, man, sometimes God works in mysterious
That's
ways.
crazy.
What? So are you
You
not?
don't blame this. Hey, don't you disrespect my Lord and Savior.
What?
Don't you talk about my Achilles, Jesus.
What? Are we racing?
You know what we're
Or
gonna do?
not.
We're gonna record the race. Mark,
Yes.
I want you to record it on your phone, and then he's gonna add it to this episode so you guys get that bonus.
Yes.
Time to race, guys. Thanks for watching Before the Bell. We out.